PM player Nyx versus Lunchables, someone who's very well acquainted with the, I think it's going to be Toon Link, yeah? With the Toon Link Game & Watch matchup. I think with the triplat on Battlefields and the narrative that we saw previously in contention with players like Dakota. We had Mr. L's during the recency of Smash and Splash 2, even at Low Tier City 4. Very big. I think making sure that he plays very careful in his just zoning.
Yeah, historically, Lunchables goes Roy in this matchup. But, you know, as he's coming back, he's headed for the throne again. He's making a conscious effort to play less Roy because he feels like it's he's playing through tough matchups and stuff.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be leveraging Mars and Toon Link a lot more than he used to. And this is one of those matchups where Mars and Toon Link definitely do a lot better than Roy does. So normally, what Toon Link likes to do on the stage is stay on the top platform and, you know, camp bombs and throw them downward. But Game & Watch, despite being a slower character, slower, floatier character, is actually extremely good at dealing with characters that are above him. He's got his up air and his up B, which are really good at challenging, you know, characters that are above him.
Bacon is also a great sharking.
Bacon is super good. So, like, you're going to see Lunchables play much more grounded against Game & Watch than most characters that he would pick to against.
Yeah.
And we got a nice meme down air coming in from Nyx.
Yeah. Some mild frustration coming out from Lunchables, but
yeah, I mean, I would be too.
Yeah.
You would be too. We probably tried to meteor cancel and the game was like,
yeah,
didn't do it.
Maybe not.
Yeah, so I'd be upset.
But once again, bringing it back, though, with 59%, Zaire into grab. That's never seen that before.
Yeah, Nyx DI'd in. I think it works in that scenario.
Yeah.
I think if you're like holding down for like SDI down, which is what most people would do in that situation, it doesn't work.
But with the eating it up, yeah, I think playing with that horizontal zoning pressure still relatively difficult, just because you do have burst movement options from Game & Watch. You do have Dacus. You have run up Bacon just to avoid things like Boomerang and Bomb.
Yeah, I mean, mostly what you want to do against Toon Link is shield enough, because like both Boomerang and Bomb are not very threatening against shield. In fact, the bombs barely do any shield stun. It's just whatever hit lag from the hit. It's like maybe like 3 frames, so you just like move instantly. You really want to shield and like slowly work your way in. And then it's Toon Link's job to like get you staggered again.
Yeah.
Like, oh, now you're in the center, and now it's time for me to run through you and like pivot grab or throw a boomerang at you or do something tricky. And then like acquire this stagger situation again where Toon Link thrives, where I'm in the center stage, you're at the ledge, I'm throwing shit at you. So, you know, something you see Lunchables do a lot is throws the boomerang, then he tosses his tosses the bomb in a way that it bounces off the boomerang and like applies like a unique type of pressure that most Toon Links don't like. Right there. The Bacon interacted with it there, but in general, it can be really awkward. Normally after like a bomb throw or a boomerang throw, that's like, all right, that's my time. I get some stage positioning. Yeah. But if you run in there, then you get hit by that bomb.
Yeah.
So of course it has more setup. If you see him throw a boomerang and he has a bomb in hand, you can expect that to come at you. And you can like instant air toss or do something else.
Yeah.
But it's just one of many Toon Link trips that Lunchables has like either created himself or picked up on.
And I think just the use, especially on Fountain Dreams, making it very hard for Nyx to go in for any form of investments. Having to play careful with his bomb jumps, but immediately challenge on the invincibility. Oh, yeah. That platform's so great, especially if you have a disjointed move just to cover a majority of the tech options. Ooh. Still staying very defensive, but having a really hard time contesting a lot of these. They're fairly disjointed, right? Fair and like Dare for Game & Watch.
For Game & Watch, yeah, they're totally disjointed. Yeah. I mean, his hurt box is the actual Game & Watch model, and anything he summons does not have a hurt box. So his back air, down air, forward air have a lot of disjoint here.
Ooh. With a very, very... I thought we were about to go see another Dakpo Sosa moment.
Yeah.
Going for the 9, but still Lunchables having a pretty rough time being in a full stock behind.
Full stock deficit. Definitely a couple weird things that have been going on, but like, you know, Nick's got some good edge guards earlier.
Yeah. At this. Yeah, all right, so the next one's gonna be an even. So all the even numbers are open. His last 2 to 3, I think, were all odds, so.
Yeah, I mean, odd hammers are definitely what you want.
Oh.
Ooh, weird power shield.
But this is still definitely in Lunchables' courtyard. Trying to contest, but like you said, being very, very good playing above him. Stopping the down air with the up air.
I guess he crouch canceled the down tilt, that's why he didn't get sent very far. Forward air barely beating up the startup of the forward smash. Coming down with the pogo stick. That'll do it.
Oh. Okay, that's the damage you have, making it... Oh, wow.
Because of from across the stage.
Nick's with the pop out. A little pop off. Trying to stay as motivated as ever, especially with a player like Lunchables. I think the general esteem of him is very credible, especially for taking game.
Yeah, I mean, Lunchables is like very, very good player. He took about a year off of competition, but you know, back before he took a year off, he was like really one of the best. And you know, he came back, and you know, just 2 weeks ago he beat Switch, right? And Switch is one of the best, right? He's like 5th. Yeah, 5th or 4th or something like that. I think he's 4th. So he's definitely not showing much rust here, and a victory on Lunchables, you know, not as much as it would have meant back in his heyday, but yeah, certainly would be a good thing for Nix.
Arguably, Lunchables probably better than what he was last year. Having
in terms of player skill, yeah, but in terms of like position in the meta, we don't know yet.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think overall mentality even definitely working a lot better, having better focuses and arguments about being cheered against, etc. Because I think overall just maturing as a human being, but on top of just overall player experience.
Yeah, he definitely took a year off to focus on self-improvement, and we'll see how it translates into his gameplay.
And it's looking quite well. Also picking up hobbies like Dance Dance Revolution, having that second escape or form of ventilation, I think is also very good. Not having to focus on this game 24/7.
Really using PS2 stage, like all the horizontal space to stay away from Game & Watch. You know, like Game & Watch could feel like suffocating on Fountain of Dreams. It's definitely one of Game & Watch's universally best stages in any match.
Yeah.
Fountain of Dreams. So, you know, like if I were fighting Game & Watch and they took me to Fountain of Dreams and I lost, I'd be like, okay, all right, Game & Watch really, really good there. Did some good stuff. Now I'm going to go to a bigger stage and hopefully I can wait out stuff and try to avoid you a bit better.
Yeah, and it's good just being able to use that horizontal inclination of the stage to even just avoid pressure overall. It makes it pretty hard, causes a more developed runaway game, if you will, just so he can keep running to the left or right, especially because on Battlefield we're having a problem where you're saying he's practically above him, so it causes a lot of problems, especially against Game & Watch. But
this is good.
In this format, there's no form of immediate
pivot grabs the back air.
Oh, going for the very dangerous roll, going for double dash attack to jab, but no further
Lunchables keeping his wits about him while getting hit by this weird combo. Yeah. It's like, all right, this is my time. I can jump out.
Ooh. And I would have agreed with that Dacus if he was more rolled into the stage, if you will. But Nick's not having that momentum. Oh, ever so difficult. Yeah.
Downer narrowly missing, but he closes out with a back air instead.
I think Nick's definitely going to have something to prove at this very moment. Being able to take off one game, but still.
Yeah, I think Zach put in his tag. Was he using his tag earlier? I don't know.
I think he was. I don't know if he just like took it off for some reason.
Might have just reset his controller or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I know Lunchables definitely a big advocate of changing tags, because if he starts feeling sad, he'll do the smiley or the sad face. But because of his appreciation for DDR, he has the arrows in that order.
Now I get it. Okay.
Yeah. It's to track his progress, get his excellence, etc. Chicken wrap. Where'd you get that? Walmart? I'm going to Walmart. Oh. Probably expecting something more.
Going
like
for some cheese there with the hammer.
an up smash off of that down throw, but. Oh,
There
yeah.
should kill here. Yeah.
And the immediate rebuttal. So, Nick's having to work off a lot, even though it is that horizontal stage. I mean, Nick's having a lot of
Sour spot forward air. Definitely much weaker than the sweet spot. But you know, like against Game Watch, Steph will eventually kill. He's pretty light.
yeah. I think with Smashville, higher survivability, less places for Lunchables to escape, but he is still very resourceful in how he uses that platform. And like those tricks, those nuanced tricks that you're talking about, where he throws Boomerang and then uses Bomb to bounce it off in that vertical format.
Very aggressive up
Yeah. And that's going to kill once again, putting Nyx in that stock lead. Lunchables at that deficit, trying to be slightly more careful and trying to build up the percent lead. Great.
Gets him with the bomb down air setup. Classic.
And the little kid just wants to go on the dive with the pogo stick.
Yeah, but Zach's always like really good when he's using Toon Link to know when to back off, right?
Yeah.
He gets his little 2 or 3 piece combo, and he's like, all right, back to bombs, right? When a lot of players would be like looking to overextend. Can I get one more hit here?
And it's just that awareness. And if anything, Toon Link still hits incredibly hard. Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Is this curtains?
it could be. I mean, Nyx has shown some flashes of brilliance, and he can like really drive a kill home. But you know, as the set's gone on, Lunchables is becoming more and more wary to those types of things.
And
Great
being able to
SDI on the up B.
being able to call out recovery habits with that bomb down air, that was some pretty spicy stuff from our screaming bomb child. Ooh.
Tricky.
I want to see something a little spicy. Just show the irrespect.
The irrespect.
The irrespects. That's my favorite term.
The irrespect is real.
Yeah, such a large hitbox from that down smash on Toon Link. Yeah, but
It comes down with the forward air. It's a really good lingering move to do with, you know, Toon Link's attempted attacks. Usually a lot of Toon Links, like, when he's using these moves, they're in the opponent's staggered. It's not like a true combo.
yeah.
So if you use these moves, you can, like, stuff to start up the Toon Link's attacks. If you're at a horizontal stagger. I mean, if you're above him and he's up airing you, you've got your work cut out for you. But if horizontally, Game Watch's forward air is a pretty good bet.
Oh. Yeah, and Nyx being able to get in at this percent, very dire, but on the median. I think Lunchables always feels like at a certain point, certain players just don't have a chance, and them getting that.
I feel like Lunchables isn't too happy with you know, how he was playing, right?
Yeah, that's true as well.
He's got a high expectation